Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome all to today's reading from Sri Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 17, verse 254. We shall be beginning our reading today. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamam vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Caitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. शुनि क्रोध काइला सब पड़ुयार गण सबे मेली करे तबे प्रभुर निंदन. Hearing of the incident, all the students became greatly angry and joined together in criticizing the Lord. Verse 255. Sab desha bhrashta kaila ekla nimani ब्राह्मण मारिते चाहे धर्म भय नाई. Nimai Pandit alone has spoiled the entire country. They accused he wants to strike a caste Brahmana. He has no fear of religious principles. Purport: in those days also the caste Brahmanas were very proud. They were not prepared to accept chastisement even from a teacher or spiritual master. Verse 256. Punah yadi aiche kare mariba tahare kaun va manusha haya ki karite pare. If he again performs such an atrocious act, certainly we shall retaliate and strike him. In turn, what kind of important person is he that he can check us in this way? Verse 257. Prabhura nindaya sabar buddhi haila nash suphatita vidya karao nahaya prakash. When all the students thus resolved, criticizing Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, their intelligence was spoiled. Thus, although they were learned scholars, because of this offense, the essence of knowledge was not manifested in them. Purport: in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Maya parita jnana asuram bhavam ashrita. When one becomes inimical to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, adopting an atheistic attitude, asuram bhavam, even if one is learned scholar, the essence of knowledge does not become manifested in him. In other words, the essence of this knowledge is stolen by the illusory energy of the Lord. In this connection, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes a mantra from the Shvetash Avatar Upanishad 6.23. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite kathita hi arthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. The purport of this verse is that one who is unflinchingly devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu and similarly devoted to the spiritual master with no ulterior motive becomes a master of all knowledge. In the heart of such a devotee, the real essence of the Vedic knowledge becomes manifested. This essence is nothing but surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedesh cha sarver aham eva vedyah. Only unto one who fully surrenders to the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord does the essence of Vedic knowledge becomes manifested, not to anyone else. This same principle is emphasized by Sri Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.24. Iti pumsar pita Vishnau bhaktish chain nava lakshana kriyate bhagavati adah Tanmay Adhitam Uttamam. A person who directly applies these 9 principles, hearing, chanting, remembering, etc., in the service of the Lord is to be understood as a greatly learned man who has assimilated the Vedic literatures very well. For the goal of studying the Vedic literature is to understand the supremacy of Lord Sri Krishna. Sridhar Swami confirms in his commentary that first one must surrender to the spiritual master then the process of devotional service will develop. It is not a fact that only one who diligently pursues an academic career can become a devotee. Even with no academic career, if one has full faith in the spiritual master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he develops in spiritual life and real knowledge of the Vedas. The example of Maharaj confirms Khatwanga confirms this. One who surrenders is understood to have learned the subject matter of the Vedas very nicely. One who adopts this Vedic process of surrender learns devotional service and is certainly successful. One who is very proud, however, is unable to surrender either to the spiritual master or to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he cannot understand the essence of any Vedic literature. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.18 declares, Shabda Brahmani Nishanato Na Nishnayat Pare Yadi Shramastasya Shrama Phalo Hi Adhenum Iva Rakshataha. If one is learned in the Vedic literature but is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu, his work is a useless waste of labor, just like the keeping of cow that does not give milk. Anyone who does not follow the surrendering process but is simply interested in an academic career cannot make any advancement. His profit is only his labor for nothing. If one is expert in the study of the Vedas but does not surrender to a spiritual master or Vishnu, all his cultivation of knowledge is but a waste of time and labor. Verse 258, Tathapi Dambhik Paduya Namra Nahi Haya Yaha Taha Prabhura Ninda Hasi Se Karaya. So Paduya, as we read in the earlier verse as well, means students. Namra is submissive, same as Hindi. But the proud student community did not become submissive. On the contrary, the students spoke of the incident anywhere and everywhere. In a laughing manner, they criticized the Lord. Verse 259, Sarvajna Gosani Jani Sabar Durgati Ghare Vasi Chinteta Sabar Avyahati. Avyahati is the rescue. Durgati is degradation. Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, being omniscient, could understand the degradation of these students. Thus he sat at home contemplating how to rescue them. Verse 260, Yata Adhyapak Ar Tanra Shishya Gana Dharmi Karmi Tapo Nishtha Nindak Durjana. All the so-called professors and students and scientists, and their students generally follow the regulative principles of religion. Fruitive activities and austerities the Lord taught, yet at the same time they are blasphemers and rogues. Purport. Here is a depiction of materialists who have no knowledge of devotional service. They may be very religious and may work very systematically or perform austerities and penances. But if they blaspheme the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are nothing but rogues. This is confirmed in the Hari Bhakti Subhodaya 3.11. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jatihi Shastram Japastapaha Aprana Saiva Dehasya Mandaram Loka Ranjanam. If they are without knowledge of devotional service to the Lord, then great nationalism, fruitive, political or social work, science or philosophy are all simply like costly garments decorating a dead body. The only offense of persons adhering to these principles is that they are not devotees. They are always blasphemous toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. Verse 261. Aisab mora ninda aparadh haite amina lauyal yaile bhakti na pare laite. If I do not induce them to take to devotional service because of committing the offense of blasphemy, none of these people will be able to take it. Verse 262. Nistarite ailama ami haila viparita e sab durjanera kaicheha ibeka hita. I have come to deliver all the fallen souls, but now just the opposite has happened. How can these rogues be delivered? How may they be benefited? Verse 63. Amake pranati kare haya pap kshaya tabe se ihare bhakti lao yaile laya. If these rogues offer me obeisances, the reactions of their sinful activities will be nullified. Then if I induce them, they will take to devotional service. Verse 264. मोर निंदा करे ये ना करे नमस्कार ए सब जीवेर अवश्य करीबे उधार. I must certainly deliver all these fallen souls who blaspheme me and do not offer me obeisances. Verse 265. Ataiv avashya ami sannyas kariba sannyasi buddhaye mor pranat haiba. I shall accept the sannyas order of life, for thus people will offer me their obeisances, thinking of me as a member of the renounced order. Among the members of the Varnashram institutions, social orders Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, the Brahmana is considered the foremost, for he is the teacher and spiritual master of all other Varnas. Similarly, among the spiritual orders, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha and Sannyas, the Sannyas order is the most elevated. Therefore, a sannyasi is the spiritual master of all the Varnas and Ashrams, and Brahman is also expected to offer obeisances to a sannyasi. Unfortunately, however, caste Brahmins do not offer obeisances to Vaishnav sannyasi. They are so proud that they do not offer obeisances even to Indian sannyasis. What to speak of European and American sannyasis? Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, however, expected that even the caste Brahmins would offer respectful obeisances to a sannyasi, because 500 years ago, the social custom was to offer obeisances immediately to any sannyasi, known or unknown. The sannyasis of the Krishna consciousness movement are bona fide. All the students of the Krishna consciousness movement have undergone the regular process of initiation as enjoined in the Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami. Tatha diksha vidhanena dvijitvam jayate nridam. By the regular process of initiation, any man can become a Brahman. Thus in the beginning of the students of our Krishna consciousness movement agree to live with devotees, and gradually, having given up 4 prohibited activities, sex, gambling, meat eating and intoxication, they become advanced in the activities of spiritual life. When one is found to be regularly following these principles, he is given the first initiation, Harinam, and he regularly chants at least 60 rounds a day. Then after 6 months or a year, he is initiated for the second time and given the sacred thread with the regular sacrifice and rituals. After some time, then he advances still further and is willing to give up this material world. He is given the sannyas order. At that time, he receives the title Swami or Goswami, both of which mean master of the senses. Unfortunately, debauched so-called Brahmins in India neither offer them respect nor accept them as bona fide sannyasis. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu expected the so-called Brahmanas to offer respect to such Vaishnava sannyasis regardless. Nonetheless, it does not matter whether they offer respect or whether they accept these sannyasis as bona fide must, or the Shastra describes punishment for such disobedient so-called Brahmanas. The Shastric injunction declares, Devata pratimam drishtva yatim chaiva tridandinam namaskaram na kuryad yaha prayashchityate naraha. One who does not offer respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to his deity in the temple, or to a Tridandi sannyasi, must undergo prayashchit or atonement if one does not offer obeisances to such sannyasi. The prescribed prayashchit is to fast for 1 day. Verse 266. Pranatite habe ihar aparad kshaya nirmala hriday bhakti karaiba udaya. Offering obeisances will relieve them of all reactions to their offenses. Then by my grace, devotional service or bhakti will awaken in their pure hearts. Purport: according to Vedic injunctions, only a Brahman may be offered sannyas. The Shankar Sampradaya, Ekadanda Sannyas Sampradaya awards the sannyas order only to caste Brahmins or to born Brahmins, but in Vaishnav system, even one not born in Brahman family may be made a Brahman according to the direction of the Hari Bhakti Vilas. Tatha Diksha Vidhanena Dvijitvam Jayate Nrinam. Any person from any part of the world may be a Brahman by the regular process of initiation, but when he follows Brahminical behavior, observing the principle of abstaining from intoxication or illicit sex, meat eating and gambling, he may be offered sannyas. All the sannyasis in the KC movement who are preaching all over the world are regular Brahman sannyasis. Thus the so-called caste Brahmanas should not object to offering them respectful obeisances. By offering such obeisances as recommended by Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, they will diminish their offenses and automatically awaken to their natural position of devotional service. As it is said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhu Naya. Krishna Prema can be awakened in a purified heart. The more we offer obeisances to sannyasis, especially Vaishnava sannyasis, the more we diminish our offenses and purify our hearts. Only in a purified heart can Krishna Prema awaken. This is the process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult, the Krishna consciousness movement. Verse 167. E saba pashandira tabe haibe nistar ara kona upaye nahi e yukti sar. All the unfaithful rogues of this world can be delivered by this process. There is no alternative. This is the essence of the argument. E dhrida yukti kari Prabhu ache ghare Keshav Bharti aila nadiya nagare. After coming to this conclusion, the Lord continued to stay at home. In the meantime, Keshav Bharti came to the town of Nadia. Verse 269. Prabhu Tanre Namaskari Kaila Nimantrana Bhiksha Karaya Tanre Kaila Nivedana. The Lord offered him all respectful obeisances and invited him to his house. After feeding him sumptuously, he submitted to him his petition. Purport: according to the system of Vedic society, whenever an unknown sannyasi comes to a village or town, someone must invite him to take prasadam in his house. Sannyasis generally take prasadam in the house of Brahmans because the Brahman worships the Lord Narayan Shila or Shaligram Shila, and therefore there is prasadam that the sannyasi may take. Keshav Bharti accepted the invitation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus the Lord had a good opportunity to explain his desire to take sannyas from him. Verse 270. Tumita Ishwara Bhatta Sakshat Narayana Kripa Kara Mora Samsar Mochana. Sir, you are directly Narayan, therefore please be merciful unto me. Deliver me from this material bondage. So exactly our prayers to Lord Krishna that please Lord deliver us from this painful situation. From the material world. So we'll continue reading next time from verse 272 onwards. Thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.